What are they doing with the Chester Bridge? So the Chester Bridge, it's reaching about 80 years old. It was built in 1942 and a tornado ripped down the main span in 1944. So it's an older bridge and it's in dire need of replacement. Our Coffer Dam is composed of sheet piles, and I want to say it's about 40 feet by 80 feet wide. And essentially it's a open box that gets slid down and around the footings of the tower. Yeah, so the installation of our Coffer Dam took has taken about a month and a half. So they started out, they drove the rock sockets into the bottom of the river, and then they installed a sheet pile all around the perimeter of the foundation. And then they'll suck out all the water, and then the foundation work can begin.
One of the big things that we're working on right now is completing the Coffer Dam construction and building the footing in the bottom of the river. You can see behind me that the pumps are running that are constantly keeping water pumped out of the Coffer Dam. It's typical for small amounts of water to leak in the Coffer Dam, just given the size of them and how deep we are under the water. But those pumps help keep everything dry on the inside so the workers can get their work done. The Coffer Dam extends about 40 feet above the top of the footing. The footing itself is actually built below the ground line in the river. At any given time, depending on the river levels, the Coffer Dam's holding anywhere from 10 to 40 feet of water from surrounding the footing area. So that's the purpose of that Coffer Dam. Allows us a dry space to get in there and work, build the footing, to put the rebar in, to pour the concrete, and then start building the towers up from there. So it's critical that the workers go in there and get their work done quickly, because we know there are instances of flooding and things like that, so they're working very diligently to get their work done. So most of the Coffer Dam's been pulled. They did leave the front face and a couple sheets down the side, essentially to act as a sort of a deflector for the tower crane. The tower crane base is actually sitting on the footing down at the bottom of the river, and just to kind of protect it a little bit, they left that front face of the Coffer Dam in, but it has been flooded and 3/4 of the sheets have been removed at this point. So once everything was done with construction of the footing, the contractor allowed the Coffer Dam to fill up with water, so it always had some leaks, which was pretty typical. They would pump the water out to keep it dry. Once they were done, they just kind of let it flood itself. Once it was flooded, then they were able to pull what they call the ring beams out, which are the beams that kind of ring around the outside, keep the water pressure from crushing the Coffer Dam. So once the pressure was equalized, they were able to slide those ring beams out and then ultimately start pulling the sheets out one by one. So we hope to have all the cantilever deck sections installed by next March. That'll put us right on schedule for opening to traffic by the end of July of 2026. The demolition will begin immediately following that. It'll likely be kind of early fall around this time of year when we demolish the main spans of the bridge. It'll take through December of next year until we can kind of get all the substructure, all the concrete out. But that's kind of a rough estimate on our schedule for next year.